Well, hey everybody, and welcome back to Movie Couple Live, the show where we talk about the latest in movie news and pop culture. I'm Wendy.
I'm Dustin.
And on today's live stream, we're talking, what do you know, more DCU news.
We're also going to be, what was it?
Let's skip that one. Talk about that.
We're going to be also be talking about Super Nintendo World opening date.
Yes, we finally have one, of course. More updates in that whole, I guess more of the DC stuff, like what is Henry Cavill up to, but most importantly, Navi would like to say hi.
Navi is fully back to health.
Yes.
Look at her.
For now. There's a caveat to it, and that is she's still on some medicine, and if it all goes well, then hopefully, sorry for the microphone sound, and hopefully after the medicine, the effects stays in, and we don't have to keep sending her back to the vet. She doesn't like it. It's stressful to us as well. But so far, Navi's doing well. So you guys, welcome to today's show. Hello, and thank you for being here. If you're enjoying the topics, if it's your first time here, if it's your many times here, we thank you. And we want to ask you if you can go ahead and hit that thumbs up button. It really helps us out here on YouTube to get more visibility. All right.
And also, welcome to all of those that are watching out on Twitch. We've got a few fans that are out there in the Twitchverse.
Yes, Jack and Star Drew. Thank you guys.
Thank you so much for joining us. And we also have Deep Patel Gamer.
Yo, let's go.
Thank you so much for joining us on the live stream.
Nice. All right. What dog likes the vet, says Debbie. I think in the beginning they're like, oh, what's this new place? Oh, free pets, different people. And then, then
shots and probing.
Yeah. And then they're like, yeah, no, I hate this place.
And now it's kind of sad because we now have to try to train Navi to be like, every time she gets into the car, it's not that we're going to the vets.
Yeah.
So we have to try and take her to different locations so she's not always terrified to get into the car.
Yes, that is very, very true. So essentially, let's go ahead and get, we had a whole rundown today of like things we were going to talk about and what's like new things that's going up on the channel. We were going to film a whole reaction before this, but for anybody who is watching right now, who lives in Southern California, specifically Los Angeles area, how are your allergies today? I know this is so weird, and I know you came here for DC news, but my allergy, I woke up and it was like subtle, like the usual stuff, and I was like, all right, it's not so bad. I took my medicine, and it has not gotten better. In fact, it's gotten so bad that this eye is so itchy. It's burning so bad every single time and that's how I know it's allergies, because the itch factor comes into it. Because if I was just sick, then I wouldn't be itchy. But this is like, I want to like rub this eye so bad. And it's so bad that there is a really weird,
there's like an
severe weather alert. And there is a mandatory wood burning ban in effect. I have never seen that in my 10 plus years of living in LA. You're a native-born Californian. Have you seen?
There's been lots of times that we've gotten like bad smog alerts. We've got bad bad air quality alerts. But yeah, nothing quite like this. So today's an interesting day here in Southern California.
Yeah, it's D Austin or Dalston 8888 says, "Yikes! Sounds insufferable." Indeed. This is what I deal with, and this is how I know, guys. It's not cold, flu, COVID. Is when it's itching, which is honestly like my 90% of the time of my life. That's what I deal with. Let's see. We have a super chat from Anthony Solis. Thank you so much. Who writes, "What's up, Dustin and Wendy?" And of course, the movie bunch. That's everybody here in the chat.
To Wendy and to
Navi. Hope everyone is having a wonderful day. I'm here at work. I will rewatch later, just showing some love. Hearts and woo! Mario World is coming. Yeah, we can't wait to talk about it. We can't wait. Anthony, as always, thank you for taking the time out of your busy schedule to say hello and show support. We appreciate it so much, and have a good day at work. Oh, this is what Goofy Geek wrote. My phone has alerted me to high pollen counts. So that's what it is on the other side of the country, but still, wow. That's crazy.
I remember that one year that we got that huge amount of rain, and then the next spring, since we got so much rain, we actually had what is called a mega bloom, or
it was pretty bad.
That was like.
Do you remember?
It's that meme.
Do you remember? I remember. Okay, I was still at Collider, so this is pre-2020, and there was like the super bloom, right?
Super bloom,
and then they had like the super butterfly seasons where the painted ladies butterflies. They kind of look like a smaller version of like the monarch, but they're much smaller. They're painted ladies, butterflies, and it was the super bloom. So they were just like migrating, and literally anybody can be a real live action Disney character, because you could just walk out and you could stand in the trail of butterflies and they would just.
I remember
so
that.
I wanted to do this naturally, because who wouldn't want to just like be around butterflies? But I regret it, because as soon as I came back inside, what did they carry on their wings?
A whole bunch of pollen. And it was all over Wendy. You could tell there was like specks of it everywhere. She's like, I immediately regret my decisions.
Yeah, so now if I were to do it, I will still do it, but I'll wear glasses and I would put my mask on. The mask has been helping today, but I've literally gone outside like twice. One to pick up the mail, one to walk Navi. So the mask helped, because I don't even want to think about like if I wasn't wearing it outside, what that would look. Well, actually, no, I do know what that looks like. It would be, we wouldn't be having this live stream, because I would just be suffering. Shirley writes, LA native here, and wood burning smoke alerts are common, especially in the valleys. Oh, smoke just sits there with nowhere to go. What a party, guys. What a party. Well, thank you for letting us know. And before we get into our first topic here, Marvin has also sent in a super chat. Thank you so much. Marvin writes, what direction would you like to see your favorite story world head or turn into parks, Prime Video, parks, and etc.? Bill Nye's Living and Shenyun. So Shenyun is that I think they're from China. They're like this like very spectacular act of like dances and music and acrobat. I've looked into the tickets for those.
Oh yeah, that's right.
They're very expensive, so we haven't gone. But I'll watch every now and again. Like somebody will release like a promo commercial clip, and I'm just like, wow. Costumes beautiful, the people are beautiful, the dancing, everything so cool.
For me, one of the things that I would love to see turned into a park, and there's a lot of talk about it, and I'm a big Matt Mercer fan. I want Critical Role Land to Critical Role World to come and have a theme park. I think it can't be quite as big and extravagant as Matt Mercer wants it to be.
Yes, it can.
But Critters, I would love it to be. However, I think if they started it off like the role-playing theme park that's in Utah, I think that would be really cool. Evermore Park. Start off that big and then slowly grow out to make it so you have more and more D&D stuff and Critical Role Land, and I would just love to have Critical Role Land just grow and be a thing.
It'd be cool too if like overnight you could book like an overnight stay, and that includes like one night of like you get assigned to you'd have to sign up for it in advance so they can know where to place you, but like you would get your package would include like a DM'd one shot.
Yeah,
you get like a little bit of like dinner, a light one because you're playing, but like that, I think that would be really cool. Marvin Martin says World of Darkness theme park. Ooh. You know what I would want? I would. This is gonna be so weird sounding, but like
a K-pop land.
No, that'd be cool. That's KCON for you. That'd be really cool. No, there is this part of me where I feel like all of my 90s childhood nostalgia cartoons could all live in one park. It doesn't matter if they're not from the same studio, but like a Care Bears, a My Little Pony, and I mean like the 90s, like the 80s, 90s My Little Pony.
With Ninja Turtles and He-Man.
Yes.
You could have actually like all of them there.
Just like separate areas to go into. They wouldn't necessarily, you could walk from like one to the other, like Rainbow Bright, Smurfs. Like I think that would be really, really cool. That would just be fun. Well, it could be all family too. It could be like adults could go in and be like, oh my gosh, hey kids, when I was your age, this is what we're watching on TV. And, it could be really super fun for the little ones because it's cute.
I still think that it's possible that they'll have something like that, but for Nintendo Land. Now right now, Nintendo World is just the Super Mario Brothers world, where it has Bowser's Castle, Peach's Castle, Yoshi Ride in Japan. I would love to see that you could go take a warp zone. That's what it is. One of the pipes into Nintendo World, and then you could take another one to Hyrule, and then another one that takes you to like the world of Samus, Metroid.
Oh, ooh.
And then you could have another one that takes you to like Castlevania.
Yeah.
I think that would be cool. And then you could have like a whole Nintendo theme park.
Yes.
And just keep on growing off of what they already have in Japan right now.
That'd be really cool. I would love that. And
have a Ninja Gaiden ride. That would be awesome.
Just like a real Nintendo Land. That'd be. I'd spend so much money there. Probably more than I would spend at. I don't know. Spend quite a lot of money at Disneyland. But since we're on the theme of theme parks, I guess we can go into Nintendo Land and
Let's dive on in.
And then we'll do DC news next. So this was just recently announced. I gotta put this comment away. Did that by mistake. So it's not even the right size, but that's okay. So Super Nintendo World. We already know that this exists in Universal Studios Japan, which makes sense. Nintendo is a Japanese brand. Super Mario Brothers is a Japanese IP. As such, that Nintendo, is run by a Japanese company. So we're super excited because we've seen video after video of people going to Universal Studios Japan, but now finally we get to have ours.
We get a taste of it.
We get a taste of it, and there's finally a what is that called? An opening date for the park, and that is February 17th, 2023. That was just released.
That's President's Day weekend, I believe?
Because President's Day typically is like around that time of the year. So let me actually take a look.
Bring up the old calendar.
The good old calendar. President's Day is, the President's Day is February 20th. So that opens on that Friday before, which is like, as much as I would love to go on that weekend, it's going to be so crowded. Not just because
Nintendo you're not really going to be able to enjoy it.
Yeah, because everybody's going to be there, because everybody has time off. So we probably go, unless we're able to get a media, like a press day invite. Fingers crossing for that. But we probably would have to wait a little bit, and go on a weekday. We love a theme park on a weekday, actually. But we're super excited because they actually came out with a YouTube video, just an announcement promo, to show the land in a little bit more of the detail. You walk through the green pipe that transforms you or transports you from the regular world into Nintendo Land. And then you have Peach's Castle, you have Bowser's Castle, you have all these things that you can interact with the power-up band. So that's something that's really cool, too. There's a little band that you can buy. I think it's $25. And there's an app that I believe in Japan, this is how they do it. So I'm assuming it's the same technology here. But you link it up with your account. So I don't know if you also need the Universal Studios
app. Probably. It makes sense that those two would go together.
Yeah, kind of like the Disneyland app and how your Magic Band is kind of living inside that app. But what's cool is that the band allows you to interact with all the hidden blocks. There's a piranha plant. There's like one-up things that you can hit. So it's going to be just like really cool to have it be interactive when you wear it. And I think it would, improve. You don't have to have it to enjoy the land, but I think if you're a diehard Nintendo fan, that's something that you want to maybe purchase. And there's different kinds. You can do a Toad. I think Yoshi has one. Peach has one.
Yeah, there's many different things. You can get a Mario, a Luigi, a Peach, a Toad.
Bowser?
If there is a Bowser, I actually might get Bowser. Yeah. I really like Bowser.
Actually,
he's like my favorite character in Smash Brothers to play. And I do like playing him in Mario Kart every now and again. But the thing is, though, sometimes he's just slow in that acceleration. It's hard to get him going.
Why don't we go ahead and take a look? I'm going to pull up the Nintendo World video. I'll share it without sound because I think sound will get me. But let's... Whoa. Hold on now. Hold on.
Yeah, because it's only like a minute long.
Yes. So let me go ahead and share this. I haven't done this in forever on StreamYard. So give me a second. Share screen.
But also, one of the things that I'm most excited about is to see the technology that they're going to be using for the Mario Kart ride, the Bowser's Challenge. Just because, I mean, this is, what is that called? Not alternate?
AR.
AR. It's
Augmented
augmented reality. I was like, what is the R? What does the A1 stand for? Augmented reality.
Yeah.
And just the fact that this is the first time that I've seen any ride use this. I've seen some video on YouTube that did like a ride-along in the one in Japan. It just looks amazing. And I'm so excited.
I don't know why by sharing it full screen it made it look worse. So I'm just gonna go ahead and play. And again, we're playing this without sounds just so we can watch it together. But we've got going through the green tube. Can they see that?
Yeah. I think so, yeah.
Now, I feel like a lot of this footage is Japan.
I wouldn't be surprised if it is.
But it looks the same here. We've seen it many a times going down, the Starway. We're gonna get to meet characters. They blink, and their mouths
also move.
So they're okay. Wait. Ah!
Go back.
Okay.
That's also something else that I'm a little curious about.
Did I go too far?
Not far enough, I think. I think you have to go back, keep going. There we go.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Oh, and a Yoshi one.
Oh, so they don't have Bowser. I guess they want to keep it like good guys.
Heroes focused. So Mario, Luigi, Toad, Princess, Daisy, and Yoshi. Okay, I'll probably have
get
to...
the Peach one.
Okay, I'm leaning towards either the Yoshi one or the Toad one. Because in the original Mario Kart, Toad was my go-to character. He had the best handling. That is what I needed because I wasn't that good of a Mario Kart player.
Oh no. I stopped sharing. I'm sorry. I hit the wrong button. I meant to hit go and I realized I wasn't on the right screen. Sorry, y'all. Okay. We'll try that again.
All right. Let's
continue watching. We're back. So there's the blocks that you can interact with. You get like different bonuses and stuff like that, little POW blocks. And here's the main ride, Mario Kart Bowser's Challenge. So there's AR because you wear AR like a headset. There's character meet and greets. And Peach doesn't blink.
I don't think Peach talks either.
And the food, we're excited for the food and the shops.
We got to see a lot of the stuff at the store because they do have a store down there.
Yes.
That has opened. That's right next to the entrance of where Mario World or Nintendo World will be.
Yes.
So I'm excited to go in there and see if there's any new merch. And they also have a new that's opened right now.
Yeah.
Is the new eatery, so you can get some food already.
Right now?
Yes.
Oh wait.
It opened like 2 days after we were there.
Come on. Okay, maybe we'll make a trip. Should we get the neighbor pass?
I was thinking
it's on sale right now.
Ooh.
So we can just
it lasts an entire year.
It should be a whole calendar year, yeah.
I think we should. I think that might actually be something that we can do because we could start. I think we should start also doing a little bit more stuff for.
Yeah, I think you
Universal.
Guys enjoy theme park stuff. So
and who doesn't like a good theme park?
Yeah.
Whether it be Disney, Universal, or Knott's Berry Farm.
Yeah. Okay, so that was the promo for Nintendo World. We're super excited. I can't wait to try the food. I feel like I already know what merch I'm buying, and that is like I kind of want to make Dustin get one too, so we can match. We want to get the Mario and Luigi headband. I was gonna get the Boo one. But
do you want to get the one that like they have them like hanging on the edge?
Yeah, that's the cutest one. My favorite. I feel like I just like Boo for some reason.
We can give Navi Boo.
Yeah.
Navi will be Boo. Here we go, Navi.
Yeah. Aww. All right. So let's see what you guys are saying about the. Oh no, we have a bot in here. I'm so sorry, y'all. Let me block them.
Bye.
Let's see.
Yeah, that bot just kind of snuck in there. I didn't even see him.
Marvin Martin says, "How about an interactive tour where you have to solve puzzles just like you would in the real game, like Hyrule Triforce Maze?"
I think that would be a great addition.
Plumber Teleport Lab. Oh, that'd be cool. Like a big maze. That'd be so fun. Great idea, Marvin. That's a great idea.
I mean, there's so many things that you can do if you made an addition to Nintendo World being Hyrule Land.
Yeah.
Or just Hyrule.
Just Hyrule.
And yeah, you can have going into a dungeon and you have to like actually wander through it and try to get certain puzzle pieces right in order to get through, and it will. And something that you could do is make it so it changes every single time.
Yeah.
And I think it would be very cool to do something like that,
Yes.
or to do some kind of fight through, because there's so many things that Link has to go through and fight. Like what is it, Hyrule Warrior, where you're fighting all of these different armies. So I would love to see more and more additions to Nintendo World.
I just don't know if I don't know about Japan, because I'm not as familiar with like their layout.
Yeah, and how much
we've
space
literally
they
have never gone there before, but I feel like with Hollywood, there's only so much real estate, because our park is the only park out of all the Universals in the world is also a functioning movie set.
Yes.
There's sound stages there. They're filming things all the time. So I think that makes it a little bit trickier as far as expansions go. Like, we keep hearing that there is the special effects show that is, they're doing their last shows. I think they have maybe done it already. If not, it's coming. And it sounds like they may be taking out that area as well as animal actor.
Yeah, the fact that they're taking out animal actors and that the special effects stage show, which I am so sad to see go, because that theater at Universal Studios Hollywood has such a history to it. If you know all of the different shows that have been there, from the special effects stage show to when they would do the Bill and Ted show there. They also had one of my favorite stunt shows that has ever been at Universal Studios, the Conan show.
I thought you were going to say Terminator.
No, well, Terminator is also pretty good too, but Conan was amazing. It might be the fact that I'm a little jaded, because when I saw it, I was a lot younger, because it has been gone for a really long time, but I loved that show so much, and it's going to be really sad to see that theater go.
Yes. There is a comment about, I don't know who put it down in the comments. Oh, here it is. It's by Alex. Alex writes, Epic Universe in Orlando will be awesome too, but that's 2024.
That's right. They're making a whole new theme park. And you know what? Maybe that's where they should really put like the expansion to Nintendo World. If they really wanted to go full out, just add as much Nintendo stuff as you can, Florida's the place to do it. You have the space, you're building a whole new theme park, have Nintendo World be there, then have Hyrule branch off of that, have Metroid branch off of that. Yeah. So I mean, Florida's just like Disney World. Florida's the place to build.
Place to expand.
They have the room.
Yeah. Which
is a little sad that we don't have the room here.
We have to fly to Florida for it.
Yep.
We have a super chat from D. Austin or Dawson 8888. Thank you so much. Who writes, they need to have Bruce Timm and Paul Dini to write for some of these DCU movies. They are good at writing these characters. So with that, I think we can go ahead and move on to our DC news.
Segue.
I don't have a thing for that. But as we all know, this news, we actually did a special Movie Couple Live, I think it was half an hour or something like that.
Yeah.
When the news happened where Henry Cavill posted on his own personal Instagram, letting everybody know that he, in fact, will not be returning to play Superman, despite having the studio tell him that in October. Go ahead.
That's got to be such a head spin for him, and I feel so
You're
bad.
in, you're out, you're in, you're out.
Yeah. You're Superman, you're not Superman. You're Superman, you're not. And I'm like, I mean, the fact that Henry Cavill was so passionate about that character. Him and Andrew Garfield, both of them just kind of got royally screwed over with that, to where it's just like, they're so passionate, they're so excited. They're like, yes, I will do anything you want if I get to be Superman, if I get to be Spider-Man. And then they're like, the studio's like, nope, going in a different direction. At least with Superman, I kind of understand, because it looks like they're doing a hard reboot on everything. So
I'm seeing a lot of on Twitter. I'm not on Twitter too much these days, because I think it was kind of not fantastic already. It was like, out of all the social, it just, for example, I don't want to call it bad. It's not my style, but I had it because as a content creator, I felt like, it was necessary. And I was working at Collider. So it's actually a good place to kind of get like the headlines and see what's trending and see what's up. So I do still use it in that way, but I'm not as like interactive on it as I am maybe in the comments here. Oh, sorry. or on Instagram. So that's just like, you know, I don't prefer Twitter, but I do still use it nonetheless. I go on Twitter and I hit that like what's trending, and one of the top things trendy other than K-pop, because that's how I have built my algorithm, is hashtag fire James Gunn.
Oh.
A lot of people are saying that, and I feel like to understand that it's in a way, like, I understand why they are upset and they want to aim that at somebody, right? And James Gunn seems to be like the person to be like, yeah, he's the guy. But I feel like at the same time, the studio, it felt like prior to whatever it is that they told Henry Cavill in October, they weren't really looking to bring him back as Superman. But because of Black Adam and the way that they wanted that story to go, especially the people involved in creating Black Adam, they really wanted this Black Adam versus Superman thing. Which
I would have loved to have seen.
Sounds fantastic.
Honestly,
we were for it too. So I felt like the studio was like, yeah, okay,
and
let's do that.
I would love to see a Henry Cavill Superman Rock Black Adam SmackDown. That fight would be
so
epic.
Cool.
I mean, there's an animated movie that has Superman, Shazam, and Black Adam, and there's a huge climactic fight scene at the end that is epic.
Right.
If you get a chance to check it out, I highly recommend it. But I would love to have seen like a version of that in live action.
Yeah, exactly. So we were all like super excited for that. So I feel like they did like pull a fast one on both the Black Adam like creative team and Henry Cavill to be like, hey, and I'm saying this more for the studio and less James Gunn, because all these decisions were being made prior to James Gunn being even signed on as CEO. Like he was handed this and was just kind of like, here, fix it. Not fix it, but like, you know, do your thing. And so it's going to be a hard choice for him no matter what he does at this point, because many people, including us, love Henry Cavill as Superman, and we both feel that he really didn't get to be Superman. Not really.
Yeah,
he got Man of Steel.
He got that one. Yeah, he got his Man of Steel, and that's it. And then he was
as a solo movie.
Yeah.
So like that just really sucks. But I also don't want to go on Twitter and start calling for like the firing of the man who literally just got, like, let him do his thing. Let's see what he announces in 2023 first. But I feel like a lot of it is really like reactionary, which is okay. Like again, they're you know, like we just connect to these characters and we just want to see all these characters and their stories being told. But I think at the same time, this is why I'm kind of very on the fence about these news, is like, I am very curious to see what this is going to look like for the DCU moving forward. It is clear that James Gunn and Peter Safran, their vision is to like hit that reset button, like a hard reset though. And just like, let's just wipe like that was the DCEU. And then now we're going to start anew. And they're already saying that they have a vision for Superman that's going to be younger. Not an origin story. I don't think we need that. I think we know where Kal-El comes from.
I wouldn't mind seeing, like, say, in somewhere in between Smallville and like when Clark starts going to Metropolis.
Oh yeah.
So somewhere in between there to where, and then that's where he actually starts going, no, I'm going to be going to Metropolis full time because I need to be there in order to help people out more. If I'm here in Smallville, I can't quite be there for everyone.
Right.
So I would love to see just that. What is that push that finally gets him from Smallville to Metropolis full time?
Yeah. And I'm very curious to see what they're going to give us. And again, that announcement, not for that Superman movie specifically, they say they're for like, this is coming from James Gunn and Peter Safran and like whatever their vision, like their first project of this new DC, like the 10-year plan, right? They keep talking about, Zaslav kept on talking about the 10-year plan. So like this could be the first, this is going to, whatever it is that they announced in 2023 is going to be that.
Yeah.
So I'm curious to see what that's going to be like. What character is it? Is it Superman? Is it Batman? Is it a completely different character? Could it be Green Lantern? I don't know.
Yeah.
We don't know.
And we also don't know like where exactly this is going to take place. For example, this could take place in the universe that Battington, that the Batman took place in. And
you're two Batman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, because that's Batman in his early career. That would be one less character that you have to reboot because that's already established. And you could start expanding Gotham and then talk about Metropolis and then talk about other parts of the world. So you get other superheroes slowly coming in and having that be kind of like the beginning of your foundation.
I feel this comment right here, Batman v Superman shouldn't have happened. It should have been a pure Man of Steel sequel as opposed to franchise. Like, I feel like we should have been allowed to like see a second Man of Steel before Batman v Superman. I'm not saying like Batman v Superman shouldn't have happened. Like I think it's cool to see Batman versus Superman. That's awesome.
Or have a Batman movie that is going to lead into, or a Superman movie that leads. The way that Batman v Superman kind of was set up was it really was a Man of Steel 2 movie with Batman in it. Yeah. So the way, I mean, that's why I'm also very much agreeing with the hard reboot is because there's just so many things that you're like, well, this was good, but this didn't work out. This kind of did work. But there's so many ups and downs that it's kind of like you can't pick and choose anymore. Right. Maybe 10 years ago, you could have salvaged this, the DCEU that we had. But now it's just so many things are up and down, yes and no, that you're like, you know what? Let's just start over. It's going to be, and then you can have a lot more control. And when you're James Gunn, you're going to want strong control over your universe because it's going to be your baby and he's going to be blamed for anything that goes wrong. So it's like, okay, if I'm going to be blamed for it, it's going to be because it's something I did, not because it's something that happened 10 years ago. Yeah.
So it's just right now, it's just kind of, it seems like it's a little all over the place right now. Yeah. So I hope that they can get their ducks in a row and give us something really good because I feel like the DC fans deserve it. I will miss these characters. I will miss these actors in these roles. And I don't know if potentially they could maybe make a cameo because of the multiple Earth situation, but I feel like we won't be able to see that like right away. It's too fast, too soon. Even if we know, like you as comic book readers, right, know the history of all of that. You have to think also like how are they going to sell this for the general audience and someone who likes superhero movies but haven't invested in seeing, like they haven't watched like Crisis on Infinite Earth, they haven't read the comics, but they want to go and see this. Is it going to make sense for that to be their first DC movie? Probably not. They probably like look how we had to like build. Marvel had to build that thing, and they had to go through so many movies before we got to that big ensemble one. So maybe DC don't need to take as long, but I think they do need to set up some solo films before they just jump into an ensemble movie. So I'm hoping that James Gunn and Peter Safran can tell a cohesive story for the DCU that they want to build.
And something that Dustin
this last one?
No. It was a one before that. It was just a quick little thing that he said. And you also don't introduce Doomsday in the second movie. I'm like, Doomsday is such something that you build up to. You cannot, and the way that they did Doomsday, I mean, that's the thing. If James Gunn wanted to be like, oh, you know what? This would be a perfect place to put in Doomsday. Oh, we can't because he was in Batman v Superman and we're using the same actors and we're still in the same universe. With a hard reboot, he can redo Doomsday and use him properly. I feel like Doomsday was very much used, kind of like how Bane was used in the Batman and Robin movie, with Arnold Schwarzenegger as Mr. Freeze,
right?
To where I'm like, I was so mad at the way that they used Bane in that movie. I was like, no, Bane's supposed to be smart. He's one of the few people that figured out who Batman is, and I'm like, I was so mad, and I feel like Doomsday was very much used like Bane in Batman and Robin. Right. But in this way, now James Gunn can redo Doomsday, make him more of a threat. You can actually have his Doomsday threat actually last over more than just the final act of a movie.
Yeah, agreed. So what happens now? We know that we've heard reports that in the Flash film that literally has not even come out yet, and like I don't know if I even want to get into the Flash movie right now, but supposedly Gal Gadot and Henry Cavill were going to have cameos as their respective characters in the Flash movie, which totally makes sense. And I heard that that has been edited out or cut out. And at this point, I don't, because we're hitting the reset button, like, do we even go forward with it? Because Zaslav still really, you remember how much he like was championing for Black Adam, and for the Flash movie, but then we have this news now. So like, does it make sense for them to still put out this Flash movie? Because if they're going to not have Henry Cavill and Ben Affleck and Gal Gadot and Jason Momoa as these characters, then they certainly shouldn't have Ezra Miller as the Flash moving forward.
I'm pretty sure that
they just haven't said anything yet.
They just haven't said it yet, because probably what they don't want to do is bring any more attention to any controversy that has to do with the Flash or Ezra Miller. They're like, let's just get the Flash movie out. Let's just get Aquaman 2 out. Let's just, there was another one I thought that they were already, I guess it was Black Adam. Mm-hmm. Let's just get these movies out. 2? And then we're going to, Shazam 2. Mm-hmm. But Shazam 2, they might
I still want to see that one, though.
They might actually be able to sneak in Shazam 2 into their new, there's no connection to Henry Cavill Superman or to the previous universe. They could just have Shazam kind of be, that's what the thing is. We don't know what is staying and what is keeping. We don't know exactly if it's going to be a hard reboot or if it's going to be a reboot with some things that they like that kept in. We still don't know enough of anything. We just know no Henry Cavill. We know no Gal Gadot. Mm-hmm. We just know Wonder Woman 3 isn't happening. We haven't heard that Gal Gadot's not going to be Wonder Woman.
Well, they haven't made that. Yeah, I feel like you can't do that to Henry Cavill and not to rest like
that would suck.
That's a I want to read MK. Right. They better not touch Blue Beetle. I am so excited to see that. Mm-hmm. And it doesn't, just because it's a DC film, it doesn't, we don't know, we haven't seen it, but I'm going to assume that it doesn't have appearances by Superman, Wonder Woman, like any of these, like, I guess we can call them like legacy characters now. Like we don't have confirmation that they're going to be in it at all. So like maybe that could live and they can keep Blue Beetle. And again,
because Blue Beetle's still in.
Sholo is so young too, and he looks very young that he can play that role for a while. So we'll see about.
Who would have thought? Maybe Blue Beetle will actually be the first character in the new. No, it's Superman that's going to be this first character in the new reboot. But
we don't know. They didn't say specifically like what that first project is. They say that they're just writing that Superman. Unless I read the report wrong, but
right now it's just the fact that we really don't know much of anything of what's going on. So all of our fan theories are just going wild.
It's just us talking because we're just like, what's happening? We're so curious. We're so curious. Yeah. Goofy Geek writes, thank you so much, by the way, for your super chat.
All of this hair.
Where is it coming from?
It's Navi hair. Because I'm sorry, I'm kind of covered in Navi hair now. Sorry.
Anyways, super chat writes, they should edit The Flash to make it a Flashpoint event, rebooting the DCEU to Gunn's universe, hard reboot. And I feel like that is probably, I think a few of you have also said something similar in the chat, in the comments as well, that is, Debbie said it, and I think maybe MK said it too, that's probably the way to go, which we all know this, and it makes sense if you've seen any of the like little teases and promos with the multiple flashes and with Michael Keaton and Ben Affleck were supposed to also be in it. Like that makes sense. So if that's the case, and then they let that movie be and serve that purpose to make that the reset button, great. But then like I don't think I personally do not think they should continue to use Ezra Miller as the Flash.
He has shown that he's unreliable. And that can be devastating for any project. Mm-hmm. So I'm pretty sure, they're going to give him the cut. I don't even know if they're, I mean, they might use it as some kind of end credit scene to where something that he did, they're able to say, oh, it affected this and it's reset so much stuff. So you could do a hard reboot, or they're just going to say, hey, we're doing a hard reboot. And all of these movies, their storyline is ending until we get further enough along in our new reboot DC universe. And we can kind of do what a Spider-Man No Way Home did.
That'd be cool.
I think that would be awesome.
That'd be cool.
I would love for them to get far enough in the new cinematic universe to be able to have a Gods Among Us, Injustice storyline, and then they bring in Henry Cavill from the alternate Earth to smack down the evil Superman.
That'd be cool. Yeah.
So and honestly, doing a hard reboot gives them more options down the line to where you could then go back. Because kind of like right now with Spider-Man, if Sony wanted to, I think they could do another Andrew Garfield Spider-Man movie in his universe.
Yeah.
And people would be fine with it. You could bring Tobey Maguire into another movie, Spider-Man movie, and it would, you could make it work. Whereas that was unfathomable, of just a few years ago.
Yes.
I think the possibilities of being able to revitalize previous properties and previous movies is now completely feasible.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to see what happens. I think it's just going to take a few years of building.
Yeah, it'll take some time, and I think as fans, like, we just have to, learn to be. I mean, we don't want to be patient; we want it now. But we don't really have a choice, because in order to have a really, really fantastic DCU, I think we have to let the creatives do their thing. So there is that. But I will say, like, Henry Cavill is not going to be, just because he's not going to play Superman does not mean he's not going to. He does not mean he's going to be out of work. So I'm reading the Hollywood Reporter article here to talk about one. He had that conversation between him and James Gunn and Peter Safran, and they did tell him they are a fan of him. They probably feel really bad that he can't continue as Superman, but they said, we want to, like, we still want to work with you. He could come back with future projects. May not be Superman, but, like, that could be a thing. And also, it says this in the article that he was paid $250,000 each for his cameos, which is, that was just some solid money. He can build all the PCs that he wants. He can build all of it. And so, he made some money on, I say some money lightly. He made tons of money on The Witcher, which we don't really have confirmation on whether or not he left that for Superman, but the timing seems like it lines up with, like, it was announced Superman and then he left Witcher, but it could be something else as well. But with that, the really cool thing is, do we have some bots in the chat?
No. I'm just working on something. I'm okay.
Gotcha. Okay. What's really cool is that the next project that he's going to be involved in, and this is going to be having him work with Prime Video. So after the announcement of him not returning as Superman, he also announced that so basically Amazon Prime Video has now acquired the rights to the Warhammer game, which is by Games Workshop, I believe. So they are going to potentially develop TV shows or movies for Prime Video. And the news is this, and this is from the article again on Hollywood Reporter. So, quote, "It's great news and we're absolutely thrilled. We're working with a fantastic, nope, I'm not going to, they're going to work with Henry Cavill, Vertigo, and Amazon, and Henry's well-known love for Warhammer 40K and his passion as a world builder and storyteller will serve us all well in the coming years." So finally, we're going to get Warhammer. I can't believe it's taken this long. I feel like this has been in talks forever.
Yeah. And also the thing is, though, the world of Warhammer is ripe for doing a series, because actually that's what I'm hoping is, though, because it is Amazon. So they would be doing a series on this, because it's also the same guy, the same showrunner that did The Wheel of Time. So it's going to be a series. And I think this is just an amazing step forward for this property, is the fact that it is just huge. There are so many factions and so many factions of factions and so many. It's giant. I mean, if you want to hear a little bit more, Jeremy Johns did a video on just how excited he was about this. Go over there and check out his channel on what he was talking about. And he actually brought out some of the miniatures that he
Jeremy did?
Yeah, from Warhammer.
That does not surprise me.
And he's super excited about this. I'm super excited because it is, what's cool about Warhammer is that it's very much a mix of science fiction and fantasy. So I think I am very excited to see this move forward. And the fact that Henry Cavill, who is by all definitions a huge nerd, the fact that he almost missed out on the phone call that gave him Superman because he was playing World of Warcraft is hilarious. The fact that he's a huge Warhammer fan, and the fact that he's going to be a part of this project, that he's not just an actor in it, he's going to be a driving force behind which direction Warhammer goes. And you can have an entire series just on one faction of this game.
Yeah, we're not super familiar with Warhammer, but we did. There's a little store near us. It's like half Warhammer, half
Warhammer Cafe.
Like you can like legit get like lattes and stuff. I almost cussed. So you can like go there with your friends because they have a gaming area in the back, and they have, I think it's like free with a part of your I'm sure you pay a small fee to play for like the space. But they have the maps and stuff like that you can use. You bring your own minis, or you can buy the minis there, and they have like paint workshop set up. It's really cool. So the guy ran us through like a very quick sample of the game because Dustin and I play D&D. So when I saw the minis, I was like, oh, it's like D&D. Like you set up, you have a DM, you have like, whatever. And it's similar but different because it's a little bit more like battle, like tactical.
Yeah, it's very much more battle heavy.
Yeah, if you're like into, if you're thinking about like Pathfinder or D&D, and if you're less into the RP and if you're more into like combat, Warhammer is the way to go. And their minis look so freaking cool. And the system's not super hard to learn. It felt like it was a lot thrown at us at once because it was a very quick like tutorial, but I can see why people get into it. And here's what Henry had to say about the Warhammer stuff. Quote, I have loved Warhammer since I was a boy, making this moment truly special for me. The opportunity to shepherd the cinematic universe from its inception is quite the honor and responsibility. I couldn't be more grateful for all the hard work put in by Vertigo, Amazon Studios, and Games Workshop to make this happen. One step closer to making a nigh on lifelong dream come true.
I have to admit, Henry Cavill has gotten to have a couple lifelong dreams come true, from playing Superman to being Witcher to now being in Warhammer.
That's just,
that is so cool. Nerd's dream. Can you imagine? I mean, what was it? He was telling a story about his nephew. He went to school and said, oh yeah, my uncle's Superman. No one believed him. And apparently,
did he have to bring Cavill his uncle show and tell.
His uncle, well, what is it? What is it called? Henry Cavill says that his nephew's he likes telling tall tales. So the fact that he says, "Oh yeah, my uncle is Superman," everyone's like, "Yeah, sure, whatever." And finally, no, his mom had to come and go, "No, his uncle's Henry Cavill." So yes, that is. His uncle is indeed Superman.
Yeah. So right now I am putting the article about the Warhammer stuff in the chat. If anybody wants to like click on it and read it, because I don't want to read the entire article in the live stream. But this is pretty exciting. Amazon's got that money, so like, and they have a lot of fantasy stuff that live on their like series or movies, with the Wheel of Time, the Rings of Power.
Vox Machina
season 2.
Can't wait for that.
Yeah.
Season 3.
So that's really exciting. But hey, it doesn't end there. It doesn't end there for Amazon, because they're like, you know what, man, we can do more, because they're also doing a God of War movie. So that's two wins for Prime Video. And this is the showrunner for Wheel of Time, not Warhammer.
My apologies. I flipped those around.
So award-winning game. Everybody knows God of War. I think I said Warhammer, but God of War. And we still haven't yet to play the latest one yet. I really want to. Maybe we'll have some time over Christmas break to play some stuff. But they have greenlit a series based on the game. So this is very exciting. So the Wheel of Time showrunners, Rav Judkin, he's going to be the showrunner on this adaptation, which is very, very exciting. And they're going to be working with, obviously, Sony PlayStation to get this series out to us, which is very exciting. So here is the quote. God of War is a compelling, character-driven franchise that we believe will captivate our global customers as much as its expansive and immersive world as its rich storytelling. We're honored to share the indie adventure of exploring the God of War mythology in such a momentous way with Sony Pictures Television, PlayStation production, and game developer Santa Monica Studio. That's really exciting. I think for the longest time, you and I remember you guys would ask us too, like, well, what video game franchise would you want to see turned into movie or series? And my personal feel is that I would prefer a series over a movie because you get more time to develop the stories.
Especially with God of War. Yes. There is so much mythology going on. I mean, there are so many games for God of War. And this is PlayStation's most highly acclaimed game series because so many of the games have done so well. And it's always been on like the top 5 of PlayStation games that have ever been released. And so I can understand why they've kind of waited, but now there's just so much mythology. Where exactly do you start? Do you start at the very beginning? It doesn't sound like they're starting at the beginning at all. It's like they're actually telling the newest story, not Ragnarok, but the one I think right before that.
Okay.
So I'm really curious on how they're going to handle this huge bulk of mythology going forward and telling this story because true, you're not just trying to get the fans of the game.
Right.
You're trying to get the general audience who has not played a single game, have never heard of Kratos, who has never heard of God of War. How do you get them involved and excited and have them understand the storyline as well when you have just tons of mythology to go over?
Yeah. So that's very exciting because I feel like this was there's a lot of games that I feel like deserve to get the screen adaptation treatment. We're getting The Last of Us. That's going to be on HBO Max, right? We have Super Mario Brothers, the movie that's coming out.
Super Mario, and we've had Assassin's Creed.
Assassin's Creed. I personally didn't like that.
Who put it in there? I want to see. There it is. Level 2 trading. I want to see a Detective Pikachu 2. Where is our Detective Pikachu 2?
I did like that movie a lot.
I loved that movie.
I really liked it. I had fun with that one.
I'm like, why haven't we gotten a new one?
Yeah. So that's exciting. So there are some video game screen adaptations that we have that are coming that we're super excited for. I think we're getting further and further away from that video game movie curse. Remember how that was a thing for a while? And I think the problem was that they want to put so much into a movie and they have so much because it's not like when a game is successful, they'll make sequels and different iterations. Like just look at Assassin's Creed, right? So like, what do you focus on? Do you try to make it your own or do you kind of like carbon copy it and make it a screen adaptation? Do the fans want that? So it's I think a movie gives the creatives less time to flesh out their story, where a series, hopefully we'll get to see that with The Last of Us, because everything we're seeing so far
is intense.
It's good.
It really does just have the those moments where you just feel this heart-wrenching, and the way I can't wait for that series. I'm super excited.
Sonic was great.
Sonic 1 and Sonic 2. Both of those did insanely well, and they were very good. And I can't wait, for Sonic 3 to come out. I'm hoping, even though Jim Carrey said that he wouldn't come back, he'll find a way to come back.
Are they being lit for a third one? You think they do a third one?
Maybe what they could do is have like his, to where Jim Carrey doesn't actually have to be on set to act. He could just do some voiceover to where it's like an animated character. Like maybe he's like his brain got transferred into a robot or into I think Dark Sonic or something. But
interesting.
I don't remember exactly the storyline of Dark Sonic, so I have to go back and research.
But so there's been some good ones, and I think we're just gonna get more and more because streamers like Netflix. Oh yeah, Witcher. Well, I mean, Witcher was a book too.
Yeah, true.
I guess, but it's also a video game. So that's very exciting. Lots of good stuff coming to us in the near future. So it's a great time to be, you know, a nerd in the sense of comic books and video games and the likes. And we're going to go ahead and move on to our final bit of news here. And that is, I don't have a picture for this. But Donald Glover is going to be in a Spider-Man movie, just not the Spider-Man movie we all thought it was going to be.
We all wanted him to be Miles.
Yeah, it's not going to be that. It doesn't mean we're not going to get a live action Miles. I think we still will. It's just not going to be him. But and Dustin and I both know very little about this character, but it's the villain. Hypno-Hustler is the name. This is when I wish like I could still like call up Schnepp and be like, hey, you know about this? So this is created by Bill Mantlo, the writer who also created Rocky Raccoon, and by the artist Frank Springer. So Hypno-Hustler was very much a product of disco music scene when he first appeared in Peter Parker, the Spectacular Spider-Man number 24 in 1978. The real name is Antoine Delsoin. Sorry, I'm saying that completely wrong, and I apologize. Who is the leader of a band called the Mercy Killers and used hypnosis technology in his instrument on his audience in order to rob them. Whoa, wait. I can totally see Donald Glover in this.
Yeah, and I do think it actually is a good fit. Once I kind of read the description of the character, I'm kind of like, okay. And I would understand now why Donald Glover would be excited to be like, hey, you know what? I want to do this. But I did not hear of Hypno-Hustler until I was today years old when I found out about this character. And I was like, wait, what? What's good about it, though, is that he's not a very popular character. As a matter of fact, I think in the article, it does mention that Hypno-Hustler is constantly put on some of the worst villains of Spider-Man villains ever. But that gives you free reign to pretty much twist, tweak,
you don't feel pressure to be that like iconic villain.
Yeah. And you can take him into a whole, you can change him up almost as much as you want. So I'm kind of curious if they can kind of nail this character down and make him fun for this new generation and make him interesting and turn it into a good movie, because you do have free reign. You can pretty much do whatever you want. And there's not going to be too many people that are going to be like, that's not how it originally was. That's completely different than the source material. And people are going to be like, oh, I didn't even know this character existed. Yeah. Like me.
So yeah, that's going to be really fun to see if this comes into fruition. Like, that's cool. And I very much enjoy Donald Glover. So that's very exciting, and it's a different character that some of us are not as familiar with, so that makes it going to make it like fresh and fun to watch. So yeah, Level 2 Trading says this is Polka Dot Man and Plastic Man all over again. I remember hearing about Polka Dot Man for the very first time, and I think it was at Collider Heroes, and like Schnepp said it, and I was like,
Polka Dot Man?
Polka Dot Man? He's like, yeah. He's like, have you heard of Plastic Man? I was like, no, I have not. And then it was so fun. So yeah, I look forward to this.
I really liked how they did Polka Dot Man in Suicide Squad. I mean, I would love to have seen more of Polka Dot Man in the show, in the movie. I wish they would be able to do more, but it seems like they're doing a complete reboot. So yeah, I am curious to see where they take Hypno-Hustler and how Donald Glover. I keep on wanting to say Danny Glover.
I know it's the same last name, but two completely different people.
Completely different actors. But that Donald Glover does with this character. Yeah. And if it's one of those things that he's like, you know what? I'm just going to have an insane time. I'm just going to have so much fun
time with it.
Doing this, because the fact that, Donald Glover is a very musical talent. So it's a very appropriate casting.
Yeah, absolutely. And with that wraps up our news. Before we go today, and I hate to end it on this note, but I couldn't figure out if I wanted it in the beginning and the end, but I feel like I don't want to not talk about it. And this is kind of in a immemorial thing. We heard the really, really tragic news of Twitch, the dancer / host / producer who passed away earlier this week. The news is devastating because it's unexpected and unfortunate, and two, just thinking about the impact that he has on so many people that I personally know, like people who I personally know knew him well, and just seeing their posts and sharing their memories with him was just devastating. So it's the holidays, times are tough, no matter how people may seem on the outside. Check in with them, do a hey, how are ya, reach out for help, and love each other a lot. All right, guys, we love you so much. We will talk to you. Oh yeah, this is a good time to talk about schedule. So
because in 1 week it's Christmas.
Yeah, so I have work next week, so I don't know if we're able to do like a regular live stream. I don't know what your schedule is like. So if we do stream at all, it may be like a very casual gaming stream on Twitch. It wouldn't be out here on YouTube. If we do one at all, we certainly wouldn't do one on Christmas Eve because it's Christmas Eve and we'd be with the family. But I imagine we could have one before the end of the year to kind of talk about our faves of 2022. So tune in for that.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to sit down and go through the list of movies that came out.
Yes.
And that I've seen and that I've been like, which ones are my favorites and which ones I'm looking. And then we also have to do a looking forward to of 2023.
Yeah, we're excited for. There's a lot of things coming up. We filmed a trailer reaction for the season 2 trailer of The Legend of Vox Machina, and that's going to air. The series is going to air on Prime Video January 20th. So we'll definitely be doing reactions to that. So subscribe if you're a fellow critter, and if you enjoy reactions, we are going to be filming. We're going to talk about the Barbie trailer, but then neither one of us had time to sit down and film. So we'll probably do that right now when we turn off the stream. So look forward to a trailer reaction for Barbie. And yeah, just your usual
craziness from here on the Movie Couple channel.
Yeah. All right, guys. We love you so much. Talk to you real soon. Bye, everyone.